There's been a lot of smack talking on Twitter, people taking shots at three of the best players to ever play tennis. You know who you are, and all of you should. Be quiet. Most people don't want to hear it. It is painfully exhausting seeing this stuff each day. Just take a seat and relax. In today's video, in no specific order, I'm going to cover the 5 things that Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic fans can agree on. Number 5 and most obvious, Nadal is the undisputed greatest of all time on clay, and it's not close. I don't think anyone will ever match his dominance. He legit put up video game numbers on this surface. Let's start with his overall record and winning percentage. On clay, Nadal has a 484-51 career record. That is slightly better than a 90% win rate. He has the longest win streak on the surface, winning 81 consecutive matches from April 2005 to May 2007. Nadal is the only player to win 4 Grand Slam titles without dropping a set: 2008, 2010, 2017, and 2020 French Opens. Nadal's main weapon on clay was his forehand. Dealing with the height of the bounce on clay was so difficult for his opponents. This was one of the biggest drivers to his success.
It's out. Nadal's got number 10 in Barcelona.
He has a 63-9 record in clay court tournament finals. He has won 14 French Open titles, unbeaten in finals. He's got 12 Barcelona titles, also unbeaten in finals, 11 Monte Carlo Masters titles, and 10 Rome Masters titles. He is the first player, male or female, to win 100 matches at the French Open and holds the all-time record for the most match wins at a single tournament, with 112 at Roland Garros, only losing 4 times. The stats are ridiculous, but you really need to see Nadal in action to truly appreciate his greatness. Against a prime Nadal, you would have to win the point 3 or 4 times because his movement and court coverage didn't allow for quick, easy points. If Nadal could get a racket on it, then his opponent was in trouble. He would never give up on a point, and his opposition knew that. The quick reflexes and defensive skills left his opponent stunned. Obviously a fan favorite, and he really knew how to get a crowd going with his epic celebrations. The iconic Vamos after winning a crazy point with the big uppercut motion was something to see. He has won the most ATP titles without dropping a set. In total 30 titles, with 26 of those being on clay. The highlights are endless, and I couldn't imagine being his opponent. At some point, you just start going for low percentage winners to avoid a long rally. Nadal has a 20-9 head-to-head record versus Djokovic on clay, and he was 14-2 against Federer on the surface. As great as Djokovic and Federer were, Nadal dominated most of the head-to-head matchups on the dirt. There are just levels to the game, and Nadal was on his own level with nobody even remotely close. Number 4, Federer is the GOAT on grass. It all started when Fed beat 4-time defending champion Pete Sampras in the 4th round of 2001 Wimbledon. Roger Federer won an incredible 65 consecutive matches on grass courts, which is the most ever in a row on grass. The run went from 2003 Halle Open, where he beat Nicholas Kiefer in the final, and went until 2008. He collected 10 titles on that run. He also won 10 Halle Open titles. In 2003, he would win his first Wimbledon title. A few Djokovic fans may have an issue with Fed being the GOAT on grass because Joker is 3-1 head-to-head against Federer on the surface, but we got to look at the overall win percentage and titles. Fed had a near 87% win rate on grass compared to Djokovic at around 85.5. For grass titles, Federer has the most all-time, winning 19 compared to Djokovic, who has 8. Fed also has the most Wimbledon titles of all time, 8 to Joker's 7. So why was Fed so good on grass? Federer's playing style aligns perfectly with the characteristics of grass courts. His game is built around a strong serve, precision ground strokes, and exceptional net play, all of which are advantages of faster, lower bouncing grass surfaces. His serve and volley tactics exploit the grass's quick bounce and skidding nature. Federer's movement on grass is exceptional. His footwork allows him to glide across the court smoothly, which is crucial on a surface known for its unpredictability. This agility helps him adapt quickly to the irregular bounces and maintaining positions for attacking and defensive shots. Federer's early career included extensive play on grass, which honed his skills on the surface. His consistent practice and participation in grass court tournaments helped him develop a deep understanding and mastery of the surface. Federer has adapted his game to the nuances of grass. His strategic use of slice shots, effective serve placement, and aggressive net play make him particularly formidable on the surface. His tactical adjustments keep opponents off balance and capitalize on the grass's unique conditions. The precision serving was a huge weapon which gave him a clear advantage. At number 3, Djokovic is the GOAT on hard courts. The Australian Open is where he broke through in 2008, and he has had his most success at that tournament. Joker didn't truly peak until 2011, but once he did, he would dominate most years down under. He has won a total of 10 Aussie Open titles and has never lost when making the final. The conditions at night suit his game. Djokovic would win his first US Open in 2011 over Nadal, and currently has 4 after winning his 4th at the end of 2023. The US Open hasn't been the best place for Novak, and he has had his share of unlucky moments with injury and DQ. Djokovic's flexibility is the best in the game. I have no idea how he can contort his body and hit some of the most amazing shots. I know he stretches a lot, but still, it is crazy the shots he can hit while fully stretched out. His open stance backhand is a thing of beauty. Djokovic was 20-18 versus Federer on hardcourts, 14 hardcourt slams to Fed's 11. Against Nadal, Djokovic has a 20-7 head-to-head record on hardcourts. Djokovic has the highest win percentage on hardcourts with an 84.7% win rate. Federer is second at 83.5%. Djokovic has the most hardcourt Masters 1000 titles with 29 compared to Fed's 22. The head-to-heads against Nadal haven't really been close either. Nadal beat him early on in their careers before Djokovic really took off in 2011. In the last 9 meetings on hardcourt, Djokovic hasn't lost a set to Nadal, with Nadal's last win coming in 2013. Novak is known as being the best returner of all time. This allowed him to get into points easier and dominate some of the biggest servers in the game. A very underrated part of Djokovic's game is his physical conditioning, which he struggled with early in his career. Even at his current age, he is able to outlast all the younger guys on tour. His rock-solid backhand has always been a huge part of his game. The movement into that shot and overall feel is insane. The way he can hit it where he wants when in difficult positions is something only he can do consistently. Djokovic has won the Miami Masters 6 times, beating Nishikori in 2016, the last time he won it. He was able to beat Murray and Nadal twice each in the final. The demanding nature of hardcourts requires not only physical endurance but also mental toughness. Djokovic's ability to perform at a high level throughout grueling matches and extended tournaments reflects his superior fitness and psychological strength. Djokovic's prolonged success on hardcourts over many years is a testament to his sustained excellence. His ability to adapt and maintain high performance levels throughout his career across different areas of competition reinforces his claim to being the best on hardcourts. In conclusion, Novak Djokovic's unparalleled achievements, adaptability, and consistent dominance on hardcourts make him the greatest hardcourt player in tennis history. His record-breaking titles, exceptional head-to-head performance, and resilience showcase why he stands at the pinnacle of hardcourt tennis. His greatness was able to dominate multiple generations of players. Number 2, the big three will have records that will last a long time or never be broken. For Nadal, I'm pretty confident that some of his clay court records will actually never be broken. The 14 French Open titles, the 112-4 record, which is a 96.5% win rate at Roland Garros. I don't think anyone will get to 63 clay titles. Also, the over 90% win rate and 81 consecutive win streak on clay is absurd. There is nobody who was better or will be better than Nadal on clay. To name a few of Roger Federer's records, he's got the most Wimbledon titles with 8, most grass court titles at 19, 2 consecutive years of winning 3 slams, 4 consecutive years of winning 2 or more slam titles, 10 consecutive men's Grand Slam finals, 237 consecutive weeks as world number 1. Roger was the first of the big three to emerge, so he had the disadvantage of dealing with Djokovic and Nadal, who are both younger than him. And finally, here are some of Djokovic's most notable records. He holds the record for the most weeks spent as the ATP world number 1 at 428 weeks as of August 2024. He won all 4 majors and year-end championship in both his 20s and 30s. He has the most match wins against top 10 players. He has beaten them 257 times. 31 match wins against top 10 opponents in a season. Defeated all top 10 players in a season. 24 Grand Slam titles. Triple career slam. 13 different years ranked world number 1. 8-time year-end world number 1. Career Golden Masters twice. Nobody else has done it once. 40 Masters titles. 7 year-end championship titles. 4 consecutive year-end championship titles. Winner of the year-end championship in 3 different decades. Djokovic is still an active player and can add to these records. And finally, number 1, tennis fans are lucky to witness their greatness. We may have witnessed the last match between any of the big three when Djokovic beat Nadal at the Olympics. It's a sad thing to see. Could you imagine if Fed would have closed out the 2011 US Open and 2019 Wimbledon? That would have meant 2 less from Djokovic and 2 more for Fed. The big three would all be sitting at 22. There are a lot of arguments pertaining to the GOAT debate, but we should just be thankful that we got to witness the greatest era in tennis. Seeing the 3 greatest of all time battle it out for 15 to 20 years was a true gift. The iconic matches that lasted hours and fans are hanging on every point. There was true pain and defeat, but that made every victory the next time that much better. Let me know in a comment below what your favorite match was and why. There are so many great ones to choose from. For me, it's tough, but I would probably go with the 2012 Australian Open final. The match was almost 6 hours long and had to be the most physical slam final in history. Neither player gave an inch and battled it out on the baseline. Some rallies seemed endless. As for the GOAT debate, I'm not going to get into it, but the numbers are the numbers. Djokovic is still going strong and could add a couple more before he calls it quits. That's the video. Hope you enjoyed.
Have a good night.